Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer. You know, I have a pet tree. It's kind of like a pet dog, only the bark is much quieter. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at my top 10 app driven games of all time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my top 10 app driven games of all time. There are a lot of great games with kind of app integration. Some of my favorite games have app integration, so I want to go ahead and talk about them with you today. First of all, I do have an honorable mention. This is Lands of Galzir from Snowdell Design. This was kind of a fun little game where you are moving around a map and you're going to different places, and it's story driven. And of course, the app is giving you the story as you are kind of engaging in these adventures. You're rolling dice. You have kind of ways to level up your abilities and your dice abilities. Fun little game with anthropomorphic animals. But now let's go ahead and talk about my top 10. Number 10, this is from Lucky Duck Games, and this is Divinus. Now, Divinus is a game that is all about tile placement. It's a tile placement legacy style game where you are kind of permanently altering a board with stickers, but you're trying as you are placing, you've got a board, you're actually kind of getting the tiles, and then you are placing the tiles in the hopes of creating kind of your own little um, kind of landscape. And there are like mountains and forests and seas, and you're trying to kind of make them all match and get together. But as I say, you're also adding stickers, to them to kind of permanently alter some of these tiles. You have dice that you kind of permanently alter with stickers and stuff, and so that's pretty cool too. But the app, of course, keeps track of everything. It has some fun story elements that are there, and you're kind of plugging some things in conjunction with the rulebook. It's a very fun game. So that is my number 10, Divinus. That is from Lucky Duck Games. My number 9 is Fateforge Chronicles of Khan from Mighty Boards. And this is a fun, again, kind of campaign style game. And what's cool here is you're actually, again, it's a very good story game. You're actually moving through this kind of ancient city or this fantasy city. And the map that they give you is just beautiful. And as you're moving through the map of the town, the app is like describing things for you. And so you're kind of actually, it's almost like you're actually there and seeing these things. And then, of course, you transition from kind of that exploration phase to these kind of adventure phases where you're in different locations and you kind of got, modular boards you put together with tiles, and you are fighting monsters and you're trying to reach objectives. And it's got a great little combat system as well. But a very fun adventure game, again, with an app that really provides the atmosphere and the story. So that is number 9, Fateforge Chronicles of Khan, and that is from Mighty Boards. My number 8 is Spark Riders 3000. This is from Arcata Studios. Now, Spark Riders 3000, it's kind of a tower defense game, but you're on a spaceship. And as you're moving along the spaceship, of course, you're the crew and you can move into different areas and different sections of the board, but different spaceships are assaulting you. And you must repair areas, you must build up your defenses, your weapons, and shoot at these other ships that are attacking you. And it's great here because the app kind of manages the combat system. It also has these great cutscenes where you go to certain places or do certain things, and these enemies are actually kind of talking to you and sending you a message, and it's like you're actually on a spaceship looking at these messages. Again, some fun story here, but the app integration is really well with this tower defense science fiction game. This has been a big hit with my family and friends, and so I really enjoy it. That is my number 8, Spark Riders 3000, and that is from Arcata Studios. My number 7 is another game from Lucky Duck Studios. This is a game I just played not too long ago for the first time and really had a lot of fun with it. This is Chronicles of Crime. Chronicles of Crime is a great game where you are police in London and there's different scenarios, different crimes that have been committed, and you need to figure out what's going on. You've got a team that's working with you, a forensics team, different characters that do different things in forensics, but you're playing cards all over the board. And these cards are people that you can go and interview and talk to via the app, or they are items that you can scan, and you're pretty much scanning everything to interact with it in the game. And it does a great job. It's, again, a very immersive story, a lot of logic and deduction here. and it's just gives you a great sense of the mystery that you are trying to unravel here. So that is Chronicles of Crime. That is my number 7. That is from Lucky Duck Games. My number 6, stop me if you've heard this, is from Lucky Duck Games. This is Destinies. Destinies is a great fantasy game. Um, Most of the games are competitive. I think one of the expansions is cooperative. I've got a couple of the expansions I haven't not yet played with, but I played the base game in one of the expansions, and it's a lot of fun. Again, you are scanning. You're using your device to scan cards, and it's going to add to the story. It's kind of generated along with the story the different tiles you place. The app is going to tell you, when you search where to place or rather how to place the tiles, what to place there. So the story is unfolding as you move and explore the area. But really good app integration. Again, really good stories. I actually really like the dice combat system here. It's got a really good push your luck system where you're always rolling kind of a bare number of dice, but you can also commit more dice, but you may lose them. Great, great system. Really enjoy Destinies. Really good atmospheric stories here as well. So that is my number 6, Destinies from Lucky Duck Games. My number 5 is a game I just played for the first time very recently, and this was a game that really blew us away. This is The Search for Planet X. Great deduction game where you and your friends are astronomers. You're trying to locate kind of a hidden planet in our solar system, but you're looking at different sectors of the night sky, and you are, through deduction, trying to learn what is there. Is it comets, gas, asteroids? Is it truly empty, or is Planet X located there? And the app integration, you actually each want to have a device, and then there's a code where you can all be working off of the same night sky. And frequently you are asking the app, okay, I want to take a survey action. I'm looking at this number of sectors of the night sky, and I'm looking for asteroids. And it will tell you within that number of sectors how many asteroids there are. But there are also clues that can kind of tip you off about, like asteroids always have to be adjacent, so you're learning stuff. But then also you can do research. You can take research action where you can learn, again, more clues about the night sky and what you're looking for. And then, of course, you can use the app to actually locate Planet X. It's a fantastic game, a wonderful deduction game that, frankly, blew me away. I liked a lot more than I thought I was going to. But very fun. That is The Search for Planet X. That is my number 5, and that is from Renegade Game Studios. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so now we're getting into some of my absolute favorite app-driven games, beginning here with number 4. This is a game that came out about 10 years ago, and it's been a little bit since I played it. It's probably been about 3 or 4 years since I last played it. I want to play it again because it is so much fun, but this is XCOM, the board game. I never played XCOM, the video game. I know everybody tells me I should. But I absolutely loved XCOM, the board game. You've got 4 different roles. You each take on kind of these different jobs. One of you is the commander. One of you is kind of the military tactical guy. One of you is the scientist, and one of you is kind of the communications guy that is running the app. And what's cool here is the game has a moment where there's a time crunch. You're being timed. You're trying to get everything done while you're being timed, and then you pause the time, and then you kind of resolve everything that you had done while you were timed, and you see if everything works for you. It is a great game. It is a tough game. It's a game I rarely win, but it's a game I always, always have fun with. Great theme, great components, Fantasy Flight in their heyday, and the app integration here works great. So that is XCOM, the board game. That is my number 4. That is from Fantasy Flight Games. My number 3 is a game that I saw the box and I thought, oh, that's a good looking box. And I was very excited about it. I reached out to Renegade and they sent me a copy. And this has become my wife's favorite game of all time. And this is My Father's Work. My Father's Work is just fantastic. It is a game where you play 3 generations of a mad scientist family, each player. And you've got a flip book that actually changes with the ages. The village actually will change over the age. And you actually go to, it's worker placement. You actually place your workers on the board to gain resources in order to complete these masterworks and these scientific experiments. But it's great because the app integration, again, is a huge, big story. Europe in the 19th century. And there's different scenarios, one about war, I think one about disease, and you're playing through these things, and you just get these really fun stories. I think it was the first game my wife and I played of this. About halfway through the game, my lab burned down and I lost a lot of stuff. I'm like, oh crap, I was so mad. And then about an hour later into the game, it's a longer game, about an hour later into the game, I'm reading on the app and it says, your opponent actually set the fire in your lab. And I looked up at my wife and she knew exactly what I knew and she started just laughing. She thought that was the funniest thing. But it's got some great moments and great things like that you can do in the game. And it's such a good production. This looks, just the retail version looks like it's a Kickstarter edition with all the bells and whistles. The components are just second to none in this game. It's a beautiful, beautiful looking game, and it's an incredibly fun game. Great app integration as well. So that is number 3, My Father's Work. That is from Renegade Game Studios. My number 2 is a game, and I kind of go back and forth with this and My Father's Work, but I had to give it to this. In fact, until relatively recently, I would have probably said this was my favorite app integrated game, but my number 1 beats it out. My number 2 is Mansions of Madness, 2nd edition from Fantasy Flight Games. This is the great Lovecraftian game. I mean, there's a lot of great Cthulhu games out there. Eldritch Horror was great. Cthulhu Wars, Cthulhu Death May Die. But I got to tell you, I still love Mansions of Madness. I love the app integration here, where you move into a room. It's kind of procedurally generated. You move into a room, and it tells you what tile to place there, and who you're going to find there, or what objects you're going to find there, and you interact with them through the app. And then in some cases, there's puzzles. You have to unlock something, or you have to find something hidden, and you actually do the puzzles on the app. It's really fun. Now, what's cool is the first edition, which I liked and I enjoyed, but that edition, you had a real big problem, and that is if you screwed up on the setup, then one player played the keeper, who was essentially the role of the app. If you screwed anything up, it could ruin the game, and there was a pretty complicated setup. And the app just takes care of all that for you. The app is the keeper. The app runs the game, so you don't have to do that. And it's fun because the first edition had physical puzzles, but there were only so many. And then now with the app, you get different kinds of puzzles for the different scenarios. It is tremendous fun. It's scary, it's spooky, and it always leaves me with a smile on my face. So that is number 2, Mansions of Madness, 2nd edition. That is from Fantasy Flight Games. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my number 1 app-driven game of all time. This is a game that, again, I played for the first time just a few months ago. I played it many times since, and it has quickly become not only my favorite app-driven game, probably my favorite cooperative game of all time. This is Return to Dark Tower. Return to Dark Tower is phenomenal. It's a fantasy game. Of course, it's a riff on the 1981 game, but it's a fantasy game where you're working together to defeat the monster that's hidden in the tower. You got to get them out of the tower, and you're going on quests. You're fighting bad guys. You're trying to keep them from spreading corruption across the land. But what's cool here is the app actually manages combat and exploration and other things. But what's really cool is the tower itself is keyed into the app. So you almost have this kind of physical manifestation of the app on the game board. And when you end a turn, you place a little skull into the top of the tower, and that's what signals the app that it's somebody else's turn. It's a really fun system. It's a really, really fun game. I actually have bought some of the expansions for it. I haven't had a chance to play those yet. I actually just literally tonight, I just backed the new expansion that's going to be coming out. I am super, super excited to play this game again. I'm thinking about it. I want to get it to the table. It's great. I haven't played it solo yet. I should play it solo. I hear it's fun solo. I actually, yesterday, a friend of mine from Texas that I hadn't talked to in a while, he texted me. I asked him, hey, have you ever played Return to Dark Tower? And he said, it's on my table right now. It's such a good game. If you haven't played it, it's an expensive game, I know. Find a way to play it. I guarantee you will fall in love with it. So that is Return to Dark Tower. That's from Restoration Games, and that is my number 1 app-driven game of all time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the big show. Let me know, what do you think? Do you like these games? Do you not like app integration? I know there's still a lot of people that just don't like app integration. They're afraid it'll go away and the games will be useless. Let me know, what do you think? Do you like app integration in games? Do you not? And critically, what app games do you like? Do you like the games on my list? Are there ones that I missed that you think should be on there? I can think of a few that I could put on there that I didn't. But let me know. What do you think? Please leave a comment here on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on Facebook, on all our social media. Please like and subscribe to all of us. Please, please, please like this video and subscribe to this video. And give us a like on Board Game Geek as well. We really appreciate it. And if you do like what you see here on this channel, please check out my other channel. That is Cody Carlson, PhD, where we talk about history, military history, books on history. I post some of my lectures on that channel. Please, that would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to that channel as well. And if you do really like what you see here, I would humbly ask you to click on the Super Thanks button and leave a tip. You know, I spent 4 hours staring at a can of frozen orange juice this morning. It said concentrate.
Please somebody help me on my feet again. And I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Please somebody help me on the solid ground. It's a long time, and I've been dying. Once a year I wind up in the band. God knows that I love to fight, but I don't ever win. It's a fine line to damnation, but God let me in.
All right, and
All right.
I'm done. Sorry, I'll shoot.
Oh man.